One. Hi, Dorit. How
Hi,
are you?
I'm good. I'm very happy to be here.
Yes, so we are going to discuss and have a conversation
Mm-hmm.
about the White Belt Intensive that is
Uh-huh.
going to be hosted in Kfar Saba in
Yep.
February 2019.
Yep.
It's an intensive belt, and Dorit Nobel from London
Yes.
is to come and train in Israel. אז דורית גם יש לה רקע ישראלי, בגלל זה יש לה שם בעברית, אז אולי תספרי לנו ככה בקצרה, בעברית, מה הקשר שלך לישראל?
העברית לא טובה שלי.
היא מצוינת, היא מצוינת.
אני נולדתי בישראל, אני גרתי ברמת גן והלכתי לבית ספר ניצנים עד גיל 9.5, ואז אמא שלי עזבה ואבא שלי נשאר, ואני תמיד, אני לא רציתי לעזוב, אז אני תמיד הרגשתי שאני, Israel is my home, I'm my Hebrew. Sorry.
Right. So your Hebrew is great. Your Hebrew is great for somebody who left at 6.5 years old. So...
9.5.
9.5, סליחה.
כן.
Um,
לפחות קיבלתי עוד 3 שנים שם. אני מאוד נהניתי לגור שם, והיו לי המון חברות וחברים.
ויש לך משפחה עכשיו גם בארץ,
אבא
נכון?
שלי, 2 אחים, 3 אחים, 3 או 3? 3. 3 אחים. Always confuses me. 3
Yeah,
אחים.
so this is one of the benefits of doing training with Dorit and Yonit, that the training is going to be totally bilingual.
Totally bilingual.
Yeah. אז יש עברית ויש אנגלית, ויהיה מאוד קל לתקשר למי שיש לה מחסום שפה, אולי. And Dorit, can you tell us why you have the desire to do the white belt here in Israel?
I actually always wanted to, and I think it's because Israel, to me, Israel has always felt like my home. The UK feels like my home too now, but there's something about Israel. There's a connection that I have to Israel, a childhood connection that is very important to me. I don't know why. It's like visceral. And this year, my father's been ill, and I've been coming often to see him while he's going through his chemo. And there's just this kind of heart thing of, okay, this is the time. It's like, it's now. So I can't really put it into words, but it feels very important. Yeah.
So I can just share that that's what you said to me when you asked me to produce it, that you just feel the call to do it.
Yeah.
Right? So we're doing it. And Dorit, tell us a little bit about why people should take the white belt, if they, let's divide it into current Nia dancers, people who never dance Nia maybe. Why would that interest them, if you think it will interest them? And even white belts or teachers that took the white belt, or graduates that haven't started teaching. So maybe you should talk to that a little bit.
So the first one is, why take it if you love Nia? If you're enjoying your Nia classes, then you can know that the Nia class is like the tip of an iceberg, right? You're experiencing the tip. It's kind of like you're going to a restaurant, you're having a beautiful meal, and you go, wow, that is delicious, right? But the Nia White Belt is like all the rest of the iceberg underneath. It's like you get taken into the kitchen, you're shown where everything is, you can make your own meal. You get the tools to create a completely different experience through your own body. And that's why I went to do the training initially. It wasn't actually to teach, it was more to just know more about it. So I had no intention of teaching it initially. It just kind of happened.
I can just say that when I took my white belts, I didn't even want to teach. But
Yeah,
I
neither.
never forget the first class that I took after the white belt, and it was completely different. It was just so much richer.
Yeah.
I was really blown away. So that's a good point, and I highly
I remember that first class after the white belt as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Amazing.
And I also didn't want to teach, but it was just kind of desperation because there were no teachers in London. So and then by the end of the training, I had all the tools and I was going, you know what? I may as well. I can do it. I don't know if anyone will come, but I'm going to teach. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and do you think it's also? I had some calls from people who never dance Nia, but for some reason they just want to do it. So what
Yeah.
do you think about that?
That often happens. It's amazing. And quite often people who do kind of things like Reiki, they get, or even I had a yoga teacher who just saw us at the festival, the Mind Body Festival. And she said she looked at our bodies and she saw something. And she said, I want that. And she'd been teaching yoga for 13 years, Vinyasa yoga. And then 3 days into the training, she said, okay, I just experienced in my body what I saw on the stage. I got it. And it was the joy. It's that body joy. It's that amazing electric current that we connect to and channel every time we dance Nia. And it's so life force sustaining. It's so good for us. And it just makes life something more than just being here. It elevates it to something more. There's a magic to it.
I have a white belt student who made an observation and that doing the white belt is like getting initiated into joy. Is building our capacity to contain that sensation, which is a sensation that we need to train for. It's not natural in our culture
not in our culture, but it's natural in our body.
In our body, yes, but our culture is not, doesn't train us to sense the joy, to look, to pursue the joy. And in that sense, the Nia White Belt is really an initiation. Go and get it and increase it and increase your capacity for it, which is what I think is so life-changing.
And I think that is the most life-changing part of the white belt. I think it's picking a choice to be in the body. Exactly. Oh, there's a lovely echo that I'm getting as I'm talking. And I think that's why, for me, it completely my very first white belt completely changed my life. And then, of course, I went on to repeat many times. But I think it's that moment of making the choice that I'm going to live in my body, and the choices and decisions that I make in my life are going to be guided by physical sensation. It's like we have this you see, you get it, right? We have the sat-nav system inside us. It's a joy compass. And in Nia, we get to tune into that joy compass and to be guided by it in everything that we do. And it elevates life to a whole different, it takes us into a potential. There are things that I did as a result of the white belt that I never knew I could do. I had no clue, negotiating spaces and.
Yeah, I quit my job because my body told me to do that. And it was just very clear. So that's also good.
Yeah.
And how about white belts that already took the training? Would this be good for them?
Well, I'm going to be on the side of yes, because I took the white belt. I fell in love with the white belt. It's completely. I was coming out of a very difficult period of time, grieving and stuff, and it really connected me to joy. And then I just wanted to be in it all the time. So every 6 months, I was hosting it, and I took it 12 times as a student.
That's crazy.
And even now, I still love it so much. It really is like my favorite belt. Although I did love black belt as well and blue belt. The other belts are wonderful, but white belt it's always been special for me. Yeah, and retaking it is amazing in the sense that it's that repetition and that time in between that allows the information to be digested in a much more spacious way. Like every time I came back and retook it, I'd go to the trainer. You didn't say that last time. And the trainer was going, yes, I did. Yeah. And then now when I have people retaking the white belts with me who've taken with other trainers, they may have taken it with a different trainer, but then they go, she didn't say that. And I go, yes, she did. So yeah, it's really is allowing it to go deeper into the connective tissue, into the muscles, into the bones. It's a whole other way of receiving that information. The physical sensation, like Carlos said, he said, yes, you can be aware. But the question is, how deeply aware can you be? That's
deepening. It's the deepening.
Yeah.
I also think that in our culture, we really like to finish something and move on to the next thing. And through Nia, I really learned through Nia and meditation that the power of repetition and the deepening, and that's where the magic happens, in my opinion.
I learned the power of repetition because I used to fail at school all the time. I remember seeing my report card when I was in Israel, when I was little, and it was Loma speak, Loma speak, Loma speak. Everything was Loma speak. And then when I was 12, I started playing the flute. And I had an amazing teacher, and I kept practicing. Like every day I would practice for like 3-4 hours, and it just suddenly I understood repetition, practice. That's what these teachers want from me at school. And then my marks just switched.
Amazing.
So the whole thing of practicing is like one of the key kind of things that that has always held me in my life. And that, I guess, I must have brought it to the white belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about like you were talking about failing or grades, right? Failing and
Yeah.
then having to repeating. I think one of the healing things in Nia for me was that that I heard my first teacher say that there's no right and wrong.
Mm.
So there's no failing, and all my perfectionism was starting to melt. Perfectionism was a huge prison for me. And through making mistakes, allowing myself to not be perfect and to make mistakes, I made peace with myself and became much less critical of myself and others. And I think that's also something so powerful in the Nia practice, and of course, in the way the white belt is delivered.
Mm. Beautiful. That's a
And
great story.
I would like you to talk about
And
how
I
did
just want to say that the thing that got me in my first class, because it shows that everybody there's something, because in the end what's happening in the white belt is that our body becomes our teacher. And it's like there's a lot of stuff around the fact that the body is the gateway to the unconscious mind, which is the greatest potential we have. It's like a superpower that we have, a superpower brain. But everybody gets what they need in Nia. They come to Nia and they find that thing. Now, for me, the sentence was when Kathy Wolstenholme said, it doesn't have to look good, it has to feel good.
yes,
And that was the moment where I let go of my brain and I just started moving and enjoying being in my body. It was like, okay, I'm in the right place. Until then I was very self-conscious, looking at all the people in class and feeling them. But in that moment, it was like I just dived in and I was just inside my body and I was just having an amazing time.
and
So
it's endless. The journey is endless, and it's wonderful, and it's like a
self-healing, lots of self-healing.
yeah. So maybe we'll talk a little bit about how the days are. How many hours a day is the training?
9 hours, generally 9 hours a day, 9 to 6. And sometimes people say to me, is it, do you have to be like super fit? And then I say, well, if you're taking Nia classes already, you know what it feels like, right? You're listening to your body. And the white belt is very similar in the sense that it's all about listening to your body and really being able to make choices for your body that feel right for you moment by moment.
Mm-hmm.
And the beauty of the white belt is the way that it organically shifts between yin sessions, like receiving stuff, like listening sessions, or the anatomy sessions, where it's more about receiving information into the body. And then you have those other sessions where it's very much about expending energy in the classes and the 52 moves and the free dance. So it's very organic. It just kind of flows between the one and the other. And it's, that to me is part of the joy of the white belt week, is that it feels like that.
Yeah.
Kind of
So
in and then out, and then in and then out. Yeah.
yeah,
What
and
did you want to say?
managing the energy. I think that's also one of the gifts of Nia, to really know how to manage your energy by sensing and not just doing because other people are doing it or the teacher said to do it. And that in itself is so liberating and frees us to really do what we really want deeply inside and not be just, peer pressured into working out. That
Yeah,
word,
exactly,
working out,
exactly.
instead of moving from joy and connection to the music, especially the music
Yeah,
and the movements, of course.
yeah. And
Um,
you're pointing to something really important, and we kind of hovering around the same theme, which is the self-healing aspect of being in the body, listening to the body, being guided by the body, letting go of perfectionism, letting go of what things look like, letting go of what I should be doing, and really coming home to a place of being completely authentic to who I am, what my body is right now, and the healing and joy of that.
yes, yes,
Amazing.
yes. Um, okay, so we decided you're flying in from London on, and you're holding a taster, מין מבוא או כמה שעות, שעתיים של
כן.
היכרות. So people can come and meet you, get to know you, and also what's going to be
And
there.
Yolette will be there. Both of us will be there. Yep. 2 for 1.
Neat will be there, and tell us a little bit about that.
So this is just a little taster. You get an opportunity to kind of dip into the waters of the white belt. We'll have a little movement experience, tracking some of the principles. So even teachers could come. It'd be fun for them to recapitulate the sensation of the white belt. Won't be talking about it, but they'll be experiencing it through the body. And then we'll have a wonderful class. Unit and I will teach a class together, which will be very fun. And then at the end, we'll have questions and answers. And the rest will be what it will be. No idea.
Yeah.
It'll be created from that group, whoever arrives.
Yeah. So I'll just give the details, and then I'll also post it in writing later. That it's this Saturday in Kfar Saba in my studio, from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and we will be very happy to have you attend and enjoy.
I see Katie. Sorry, I just can see that Katie Poulter is watching. Hi, Katie.
How can you see who's watching? I can't. I can see.
I've seen Katie Poulter reaction love. She's one of my white belts. She's an amazing. Actually, she's probably a blue belt now. Yes, you're a blue belt, aren't you?
There was something else that that you said about your desire that people who take the white belt with you will teach.
Yeah.
You want to support them.
Yeah. I mean, I had the desire to get people teaching before I was a trainer. I just wanted everybody to teach Nia and do Nia. Yeah. I calmed down after a few years. But no, part of it, it's very important to me that the teachers teach. And if somebody really wants to teach, then I will make sure that they will teach. Like I have not come across somebody who really wanted to teach and did not manage to teach. They all teach successfully in their own way. Yeah, very important. And we'll have all sorts of post-training support. You're going to offer immersions, and I offer calls afterwards. So the group gathers together, and we have usually 3 calls, depending how quick they are in getting going. Sometimes 1, sometimes 3. But yes, it doesn't end after the white belt. There'll be support.
So I just want to say that since I have a studio of my own, and I'm currently the only Nia teacher there, and I don't want to be the only teacher there anymore. I really would love to offer mentoring and opportunities to sub for me, or even if there's a demand, you can open your own classes in my studio where I can give you mentoring from my experience and my journey. And so that would also be wonderful. That's part of my desire for 2019, to have more teachers teaching in my studio. And like you said, to take people who are new to it and excited about it and make it happen, like manifest it, and not just keep it in the air. The stepping into Nia, the first time when you really step in front of a class and teach, it's life changing completely. Yeah, we do have Katie Poulter.
Yeah, what did she just say, Katie? I wish we could hear her.
Best catalyst ever, and teaching is wonderful, and you are my guide. So thank you. Yes. Okay, so anything else, last words that we want to say to people?
Just that it'd be amazing for you to come on Saturday, have fun, immerse yourself in sensation, and it would be great to meet you, whether you're teaching, whether you want to teach, whether you want to do the training. Just come along. Come.
Yes, come.
We want to see you. We want to dance with you. Be there.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to post all of the information, and you're welcome also. I'll speak in Hebrew for a minute. אפשר גם לשאול שאלות, לכתוב שאלות, גם אם לא ראיתם את הלייב בלייב, ודורית רואה את השאלות, אני
אענה באנגלית, אבל אני...
נכון, דורית תענה באנגלית, אם צריך אני אענה בעברית, ואני ממש מתרגשת לקראת ההפקה הראשונה שאני עושה של חגורה לבנה, וזה יהיה לי מעניין בתור מורה חגורה שחורה, לשבת ולראות את זה באמת מהפרספקטיבה הזאת של הוותק. אז יאללה, בואו, בואו, בואו.
Change your black belt, it will change your blue belt, it will shine up your blue, your brown and your black.
It will shine everything.
Yeah.
Okay, Dorit. So I'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah.
You're in Israel. Have a safe flight.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Katie.
Bye, Katie.